Alright guys, so I'm going to try out something a little different. If this is the first time you're seeing a video, welcome to the Saltwater Bum channel. I'm on a journey to surf Mavericks, and this channel is about the progress of me. Well, it's about me progressing towards Mavericks, as well as so much more than that. But so what I'm doing right now is I'm driving towards the beach. Actually, just maybe a tiny little bit, you can see just a little sliver of blue right out there at the very end of the road as I'm coming down this bridge. That's the ocean, and it's still probably about another 1.5 miles away. I mean, you probably have to have a pretty big screen that you're watching this on to have seen that blue because of the GoPro that I'm shooting this with. But basically, I'm on the way to the beach. I haven't surfed, let's see, for I guess 17 days since the 20th. Well, 15 days, just over, a little over 2 weeks since the last time I surfed. But the last time I surfed, I did pretty well. My ribs are feeling even better now. So far, I haven't had any pain in them in a couple of days now. But I noticed that every time I put my wetsuit on, it would go from, well, I don't feel any pain right now, to, ooh, yeah, okay. So I think the compression of the wetsuit pressing on it is what really caused the pain. I can push on my ribs and feel some pain in that area now. So perhaps by the end of this session I might be feeling some pain, but I don't know for sure. But I do know that I missed the past 3 days of surf that we had because of this storm out in the middle of the North Atlantic, or wherever it was. I think it was the middle of the North Atlantic. Anyways, it was sending some big swell. I guess further up north got some, further down south got bigger than us, and further up north got bigger than us. I don't know why we weren't bigger, but the biggest I've seen here in this area was like probably about 8 foot or so, 8-ish foot within this general vicinity. But today, the forecasters are saying that it is 3 to 4 foot where I'm going. That was earlier, a few hours ago, when they would have updated that, and it's closer to low tide now. Low tide's, I think, in about an hour and a half, somewhere around there. I think it's somewhere around 6 or so, and right now it's like 4:50 in the afternoon. But I think it's like 6:10, something. It's close to an hour and a half, I think. But should be more than an hour from now until low tide. But the break I'm going to is known as more of a high tide break, and especially now since Hurricanes Matthew and Irma and Jose, it definitely becomes a bit of a struggle, at least for me, at low tide, because they just break so quickly. Like all we have left for sandbars is shore break. It just, the outer sandbars are either just gone or they've been gouged out so much that the swell can't hit it. It's gotten a lot deeper out there than it used to be. So the swells aren't breaking until they're very close to shore and very shallow water, which means they kind of slab a little bit, like in the way that a bigger board doesn't give you much of an advantage to get in early, because like it's just this little swell, then all of a sudden it jacks up and then just dumps, like a slab would. I mean, it's not as, the lip isn't as thick as a normal slab, and it's not as big or heavy as what you would think when you think of a slab wave, but it's behaving like a slab in the fact that it breaks quickly. But anyways, so I'm on the beach right now, so I'm going to do this as an intro, and then I'm going to surf, and then I'm gonna film again on the way back as an outro kind of thing, kind of update. Okay, this is how I feel after surfing. This is what, you know, I haven't seen the video, but this is what I'm thinking so far. And then I'll piece it together with this intro right here, and then the videos, and then the outro, which you'll see, of course. But right now it's just in my head. And I just want to see how that format kind of goes, because I want to practice, you know, the mentality of because I'm self-taught, the mentality of self-analysis, analysis, while I'm out in the water, and seeing if I can make adjustments on the fly, because that'll be critical in big wave surfing. So anyways, I'm close to the beach now from a 30-minute drive. I'm finally pretty close. You know, 'cause I'm coming from home, and it's about a 30-minute drive to get to the beach from where I live, unfortunately. You know, because I can't afford to live at the beach. And if I could, I probably wouldn't, and just use the money to go traveling and surfing, since I've never surfed anywhere but here. So I'd love to go surf where there's a reef or something. Anyways, so the next thing you're gonna see from now is the video of me surfing. Thought it was a shark. Actually, a dolphin. Yeah, there it is again. Horrible. Alright, so outro for the surf. I planned on doing it yesterday, but it was pretty dark by the time I was leaving. So I'm now filming this the next day on my tablet, and because I mean, even when I got home yesterday, I just got caught up doing, you know, I started eating dinner, and then I had to go and work on putting some stuff together, some furniture around the house that we had just bought. So didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. So, but I have actually gone through the footage. I was supposed to do this before watching the footage. So maybe next time I'll be able to do this before watching the footage. But I actually have watched the footage, and the waves were pretty all right yesterday. They weren't as phenomenal as the 2 days prior, because today's Thursday, so I surfed Wednesday, and they weren't as good as on, like, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But they were pretty all right though. So, but I didn't do all that right because. I guess because it had been 2 weeks, working too much, still working 7 days a week. Go figure. I caught 3 waves, and after that, I stayed out for probably like another hour or so, just paddling, and started getting a little more crowded. More people started coming up. Some kids who, you know, don't have to work 2 jobs. You know, I've had training from coaches and been surfing longer than me and all that stuff, you know. I mean, this one chick kept paddling like right in front of me. It's like, oh, the wave's about to start pushing, it's about to start pushing, and then just she paddled right in front of me, and it's like, really? So now I have to stop paddling so that you can catch the wave that I was going to catch. You know, thanks for letting me know that I was actually in a good spot. You know, helps my confidence of knowing that I'm in the right spot on the wave, because I am still, you know, working on that, especially since I have beach break conditions here, so it's going to be different with every wave. But, you know, like, I thought that's called snaking waves, you know, where you just, oh, let me paddle in front of someone so that they have to stop paddling and then I can just catch the wave. You know, it's like, I mean, you know, she did that several times, and it's like, I mean, what, you know, you're what, 17 years old, and like your parents pay all this money for coaching, and your coaches haven't taught you about, you know, surf etiquette. Like, no one's even taught me surfing, and I know about surf etiquette. Like, I mean, come on, like, whatever. Anyways, so there was a few more that I would have caught, but wasn't able to catch. Um, because of that, and that's unfortunately something I have to deal with a lot around here. There's not so much of, you know, punching people in the face going on around here, but there's plenty of, you know, groms around here that'll just snake waves from you, not care. They don't look either direction before they paddle. They just go. Like, I mean, a lot of times I've been the person deeper on a wave, and the person next to me, like, I'm going to go left, and the person on my left doesn't even look to their right to see that I'm paddling for the wave. They just are looking left and then just go. And if I had stood up, I'd have dropped in, and then they'd have dropped in right on me and collided with me. So, of course, what am I going to do? Well, I have the right of way, so I'm just going to go. No, that's how you get injured and break boards and stuff like that. Like, no, that wave isn't worth my board, you know. So, especially when there's other waves coming, you know. So, of course, I'm going to stop. Common sense, right? And then, of course, other people will see that, and they're just like, well, he's just going to stop and let me go, so I'm just going to take the waves because all I care about is catching waves. But sometimes it sucks to be a Christian. But I don't know. Maybe if people see me do it long enough, it'll rub off on them. And maybe there's going to be friendlier conditions out in the water where people care more about people than the waves that they're trying to catch, you know. Maybe not, I don't know. But for now, I mean, it's at least something that, you know, I got to deal with. I can either do what everyone else does and get mad and start yelling and blah, 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 or I can just say, oh, well, just turn around and look for another wave. And I'd rather do that one. You know, there's no point yelling about it. You know, it's just a wave. I just wish other people would see it the same way. You know, it's just a wave. Like, why do something wrong to catch a wave when you can just wait for your own wave? I mean, if I can wait for a wave when someone wronged me to catch the wave that should have been mine, then couldn't you wait to catch a wave the right way? I mean, all these people I'm surfing out there with are much better surfing than me, so if I can catch a wave, then they can catch one, so why not wait? You know, I don't know. Surfing's definitely a very selfish sport. Maybe that's, I don't know, I kind of feel maybe that's why God wants me out there surfing, so I can let people know, hey, dude, this isn't right. You know, just because everyone out here is selfish doesn't give you the right to be selfish. Anyways, let's get off that tangent. I told you Jesus was going to come up in this. You know, I'm a Christian. That's probably the biggest part of who I am. You know, I don't identify myself as a surfer. I'm a Christian who surfs. I'm not a surfer who's a Christian. So it's going to come up. Like I said, this channel isn't about that, specifically at least, but everything that I'm about is about that. So it's inevitable that it comes up. And I'm not looking to offend anybody. I'm not trying to condemn anybody, point fingers, call names, nothing like that, you know.
Like I'm not one of those Christians. Um, you know, authentic, genuine. You know, I got problems of my own. I don't need to be sitting here pointing out your problems. I need to look in the mirror and look at my own. You know, that's the kind of Christian I am. Not the one who goes around, you got problems. Yeah, so do I, and you, and we all do. You know, the only difference between a Christian is I know I'm a sinner, and I know that I need Jesus. The non-Christian doesn't know it. That's it. That's the only difference. I know I need Jesus. That's it. That's the only difference. Is that if you're not a Christian, it's because you don't know that you need Jesus. You need him, you just don't know it. The Christian is the one who figured out, yeah, you know, I really am all kinds of messed up, you know. But anyways, like I said, I'm not trying to offend anyone. Um, it's just the way it is. It's gonna come up. But so I didn't do as well yesterday as I went out like hoping like, oh, this is it, dude. This is gonna be the best swell of the year so far for me. And I'm finally getting, like, I've been getting better with turns. I'm gonna do some great turns. I mean, I didn't even do any good turns, you know, on the first wave you saw, you know. I did this pump. I finally saw, hey, I need to pump because this is about to break. Um, and I was like, you know, I'm happy that I recognize that I needed to pump to get past the section because I don't normally pump because I don't normally see that I need to pump. But looking back at the footage, I realized that what I should have actually done was instead of pumping, I should have realized the wave in front of me was about to break. Not only where I was doing the pump, but in front of that, the next section was also about to close. So what I should have done was just done a bottom turn and hit the lip. But I didn't do that. I've done that before, but I didn't do it on that wave. So I messed that wave up. I got a nice little pump out of it, but you know, so that's a little more experience in the bank for pumping, but you know, didn't get to really do any turns with that. The next wave, the wave broke like just out past my board, so of course when a wave folds over and breaks, the white water not only explodes up, but it also explodes forward, and the white water exploded and hit my board and knocked it out from underneath me. So didn't get to do anything on that one. And then, I mean, we have a lot of closeouts around here, so if you get a wave that you can do more than one turn on, you caught a pretty good wave for around here, unfortunately. Um, and then the third wave, I finally got a little turn. It was a slow turn. It wasn't a very good turn at all, but I got a turn in finally, and then the wave just died, so I wasn't able to do anything else. So I just jumped off the board. Um, like I could feel myself just stop, like like that was it. Like I did the turn, and then all the momentum was gone, and the wave was over. I could see that there was nothing else past where I was, so I just jumped off. And I'll typically do that. Maybe I'll work on trying to see if I can do something else, you know. But for now, there wasn't anything else to do for that wave. Nothing else that I could see, at least that I could at least try to do. So I just jumped off. And after that, like I said, I started getting tired. I was paddling for a bunch of waves, but I wasn't catching any because I was getting tired. And then the few times that I almost caught a wave, I got people paddling in front of me. So it is what it is. But, you know, it's, you know, part of progress. You know, I mean, you can't progress without going through some hard trying times as well. You know, you got to earn that progress. And this is just me earning that progress. And it's frustrating. Progress is always frustrating. You know, you don't get better in life when everything's going your way. You know, you get better by going through those hard times. So, you know, here's to hard times, bruh. Here's to hard times. Bring it on. You know, I'm just getting better through it anyway, so why not? But anyways, enough with this vlog, man. Look, like if you actually watched this whole thing, first of all, I'm surprised. Second of all, you need to get out there, you know, get offline, go out there, do something, you know, get in the water, man. The water's awesome. I mean, even when I have a bad surf session, I can still come in like, oh, I didn't catch a single wave, but I can still have a smile on my face just being out and in that wonderful ocean that God created with all of its you know, like I just love the ocean. It reminds me of God in a way. Um, Maybe I'll get into that later or something, but for now, just stop watching this, dudes. Like, turn this video off, get out there, and just surf, bruh.